Hello and welcome back to my scrap room. My name is Jennifer Perry. Today we're continuing our series of trying to finish up my subscription box with Close to My Heart. So this is a subscription layout and it fits a set of photographs that I have perfectly. I was so happy when I realized that these fit together. It is again some more photographs from Gatorland, but these are through the, I guess I could call it a marsh boardwalk. And we went walking through this boardwalk and I just had this overwhelming feeling of old Florida. You guys have heard me talk about old Florida before. You've never really quite understood it. Florida has the most amazing set of state parks that I've ever seen in my life. And when I was a young child, and this is going to sound horrible, but when I was a young child we lived near quite a few state parks. And these boardwalks are what used to be through the state parks, and it would be just marshland under your feet. And I used to go wandering through these alone as a child, and nobody ever knew where I was. But I would just spend hours and hours and hours wandering through these marshlands. Now, the things that could have happened to me, gators and moccasins and copperheads and all the other, not to mention, people I could have run into, but I never did. I never ran into another living soul ever in these state parks. Or animals for that matter. People wonder all the time, did you ever run into wildlife? Not when I was on any of my nature walks. A lot of times in our yard, but never on the nature walks. So for me, because I spent so much time walking these boardwalks as a child, this meant so much to me walking through it, and I realized that it was just an attraction, but it felt like old Florida to me. So I have my cup of coffee that I'm working on. I still have my jammies on. My hair's a wild mess, but we're gonna get started. So normally I pick up these postcards anytime I go somewhere because it just tells you a little bit about the area. And the boardwalk, I'm gonna walk you through here real fast. The boardwalk goes all through these marshlands and woodlands. And then they have these lookout towers that you can climb to view over all the marshlands. And some of these lookout towers have a zip line that go from one to another. This whole area, it's part of the attraction, it's part of the conservation, but it is filled with gators. And you're zipping over this zip line. I didn't do it because I know how high a gator can jump and my crazy butt was not getting on there. But the other thing that you can do is these boardwalks lead to these lookouts, and there's a bottom layer to the lookout that you're basically standing on a dock over the water. We're gonna go to story time for a moment. My husband didn't believe me that there were really gators in that water. He didn't believe that they would just let people zip line over the water. And I happened to look down between the dock and between my feet. And when gators get old, they turn black. You know you're around a really old gator when they are just jet black. And a lot of people are like, no, they're green, or no, they're, no, the really old gators, they're almost black. And I looked down, and this gator, and you're not going to be able to see the span of my hands, his head, I would have been standing on his head. I literally was standing on his head, but on the dock. And he was way wider than my feet. Way wider than my body. He would have easily chomped me in half. He was that big. But he was just very, very quietly, here's the gator, here's my feet on the dock. And I looked down and I was like, honey, look down. And he looked down and he sees this huge gator. And he just very quietly starts backing up. So, didn't believe me that there really were gators in there. And he learned after that I wasn't joking around. So anyway, what we're going to do, because I normally get these postcards and I normally try to incorporate them into the layout. This one I'm not going to be able to incorporate into the layout, but I'm going to stick it on the back of the layout so that if anybody happens to turn it over, they can read what's going on. So we're going to flip this stuff over real fast. I'm going to do my 2013 sticker, and then under that I'm going to just pop the postcard. And then my 2013 sticker. this side real fast. And this one and this one. And that one and that one. Okay. And we're going to crop these down. These are the 4x6s. These are what I'm going to be using as 3x3s. You guys are probably getting sick of Gatorland layouts, but anytime I go down there, I love going to Gatorland. It is just so peaceful and so beautiful. I mean, it's got the gator feedings and it's got the water park and it's, you know, it's got the typical attraction stuff, but then you can get away from the people and get into these marshlands and just walk. And it is so nice. Pardon my hands. Been gardening and I've got kittens. My hands are not going to be the best looking for a little while. Broken all my nails. They're not painted. I haven't been going to get them done because of gardening and kittens. So, you get what you get. The kittens are napping, so I'm trying to get some work done while they're napping. We have them. I bought a St. Bernard crate because I'm trying to introduce them to my current kitty who is antisocial in every way, shape, or form. And they're not even 2 pounds yet. They're still really tiny. So I can't just let them free roam all over the house because there's so many places they can get in trouble. So I bought a St. Bernard crate and set it up as a kitten nursery for times that we can't be in the room, or at night when we're sleeping. They go in the kitten nursery. So right now they're sleeping. And I've opened up the gate so that the big girl can have free roam of the house for a little while. And I'm working while I can. And then when I wake up, or when they wake up, I will close the gate off and let the big girl stay upstairs. And I will go back downstairs and let them out for a bit. Actually, it goes like this with it. Ooh, that could have been bad. I want to raise this one up. To me, that's such an important picture that I want to raise it up. This is my husband and my niece walking down the boardwalk. And I wouldn't let her not walk on the boardwalk without holding his hand. Because she was quite little. And this one. I'm telling you, when I saw this layout, it just made my heart happy. Alright, so we're going to do the exploring. And the stop. not concerned with them being 100%, but I can't hold these and put them down at the same time. We'll just employ our tweezers. I think it's hard to believe how long ago these photos were. But that's also the beauty of scrapbooking, is even if you're behind and you're photographing, you know, your children are now grown like mine, and you're photographing old photographs, and you just get to go back and go, look at those babies, look at how beautiful, you know. So even if you're behind, you can just enjoy everything that you're doing. These little things are hard to see on the example. I'm just kind of going, oh, there's one, there's one. Oh, this one. Anything else I'm forgetting? I think I'm good at the moment. Okay, let's switch sides. So now this one goes here, and then this one goes here. Okay. always do it backwards. Every single time. Dork. There we go. Okay. I'd say something doesn't look right. But I've got it in the wrong spot. There, this looks better. I'm liking the way this is coming together. And I have to go back and check ticket stubs to find out the date that we were there. But I've got the ticket stubs, so that works. Alright, let's clear the decks and see if we need some sparkles. I think we do. Because you know me, I can't leave well enough alone. some hearts on there. That's why that looked weird. Like I'm missing something. So page 1. And I will go in and do the vellum journaling. And side by side. I'm trying to scoot this over so you can get them in. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know there are many, many things that you could be doing, and I'm very, very grateful that you chose to spend just a few minutes of your day with me. Until next time, bye-bye.